What are some stereotypes about Asians or Asian Americans?
There's a lot of stereotypes about Asians and Asian Americans.
I am reckless with my soul.
Like in an Asian American home, there's like a lot of pressure to work hard, like no time for friends, it's all about grades.
And then we're bad drivers.
Are bad drivers.
Bad driving.
Like I've heard bad driving, but I don't know how true that is.
Guys cook really good food.
They like rice. They're socially awkward.
Math. Yeah.
They are good at math.
Being good at math.
Really good at math.
We're good at math.
You know, Asians, they're just here, they're just trying to take over America.
They study hard. Oh, nerdy.
I would say being stern.
We have small eyes. They're good at beating people up, including people like me.
Asian people have some sort of martial arts skills.
We're passive. They're stingy.
They don't speak English well.
Their majors are pre-med or engineering. They don't speak up a lot.
Asian Americans are really smart. They're smart. Being smart.
The most frequent one is that Asians are smart.
I am restless in my soul, stealing their affections.
That's a good question.
I think they're all based on truth to some degree, maybe not a lot, but and then they can be propagated by ignorance.
I think a lot of it comes from consumption of culture rather than stepping into it or actually getting to know someone.
I think it's kind of a cycle. I think they originate from a first impression, like a premature first impression, like either bad or good, you know, as a collective experience, just like how culture and pop culture respond to that.
But I think a lot of them are just based off bad first impressions.
By the nature that we are a different race, we look a little bit different, or we come from a different place, or we have a different history, it's easy to categorize us.
A lot of these stereotypes are furthered through like media and movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And I think that just builds on the pre-existing stereotypes. And they just kind of like fuel each other.
I think that there's some level of stereotypes that are based on cultural values.
I think they actually come from truth.
I guess they're generally true, because generally most of the Asians I know are doing that.
Pretty much all of them originate out of some kind of racist system that's in place in the United States. For example, the model minority myth. Why the model minority myth exists is because of the ways the United States has kind of created like racial exclusions on Asian Americans in the United States. It's not because Asians are inherently smarter than anybody else, it's just because the ones that America has brought over or allowed to come over fall into that category.
And if I had everything I want, would I keep falling down? Would I keep falling down? So here I am, learning to cast aside, learning to cast. Gonna lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I think they have an effect on Asian Americans.
I definitely think they affect both Asian Americans and the people that hold those stereotypes.
Yes, definitely. I was bullied for a lot of my elementary to middle school career because that my name was different, I had a different culture, I ate different food, sometimes dressed different, maybe smelled differently too. Affected because I feel like I want to prove that I'm not just a stereotype.
I think it destroys the chance at actually getting to know a person.
Really convenient, because you know when I say I can do something, you know, and they'll be, yeah, he'll definitely do it. I trust you.
They kind of have this sense of everything they do represents not just them, but their entire culture and their entire people group. So I think that is a lot of unnecessary pressure
And even though they know the stereotypes and even though they don't really believe it, that still will affect their behavior.
It's inconvenient sometimes when, I'm like struggling with, some classes and I'm telling my teacher, hey, I'm really struggling with this assignment. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, how? Okay.
I think that they diminish getting to know people, and they diminish a real person.
Solutions?
Say that again.
Solutions.
Yes, absolutely.
Stop the ignorance, get rid of it.
Just be friends with people, and then you'll see that they're actually people and not just Asian.
The first step to understanding diversity is to immerse yourself in that.
Further communication. However, practically speaking, I don't know if that solution can be reached because I think a lot of people are kind of happy to be ignorant.
You can't truly understand a different person's perspective if you haven't, befriended them and asked them to explain their narrative to you.
I think that in general, stereotypes as a concept aren't going anywhere. You can recognize that maybe there is some degree of truth. Not everybody fits into these categories. Not everybody has this, and just learning that everybody is different.
So I think that cross-cultural friendships are a really important key step in that.
For sure, having an open mind, because it's just not fair to people when you're close-minded to who they are and what they are, because every person is different and not defined by a certain generalization.
True.